Hello, good morning. It is June 19th, 2020. This is Olivia with Tarot and Coffee with Olivia.GoDaddySites.com. That's my website. You can actually book appointments for more personal and detailed readings on that website. If you have any questions or you're not sure exactly what you want, you can give me a call. My phone number is right there at the top of the page on my website. I have to tell you how much I appreciate you guys each day. When I wake up to do this, I feel like, well, I don't feel lonely. I feel like I've got lots of visitors from lots of friends all day long. And I realize that would not be your experience. But I do hope that you can feel a part of the comfort that I get from this reading every day. Um, that's what it's for. My intention is to give you guys a gift, and more than just a free reading, I like to give a thought of the day. That always helps me get started on my day, is to have a little something to think about, to mull over. And today is a really very important day in American history. It's not also known as Freedom Day, Jubilee Day. There's lots of names for it, but it was when the enslaved were liberated in 1865. Actually, it wasn't enforced in Texas until after we lost the Civil War. There are a lot of people that are still very angry about that, a lot of white people. And right now, at this point, I don't know the count, but I think it's up to 5 now. There have been men lynched and hanged from trees. They're calling it suicide, but it's so weird that it's just happening right now during the protest. What you say? Um, I get really frustrated when people say, let's not make this about race, because it is about race. It's been about race since the 1800s. And we're still going strong. If you don't think it's about race, I challenge you to spend, let's just say 6 hours with a black person, just walking around with them and just listen to what people say to them, at them, hurl at them, just on a daily basis. I had black friends growing up, and I was shocked and appalled to find out what their lives were like on a daily basis of leaving their home. The kinds of injustices, the kinds of slurs, the kinds of hatred that people flung at them. I lived in small towns in East Texas growing up, and that's where I saw this. Um, so I'm getting out of hand here. I'm talking about the thought of the day, and I haven't even completed my morning greet, which means you are the master of your universe, except when you're not, and that's when you let go and let God. And I want to let y'all know that our black brothers and sisters have had to let go and let God for a long time. And they really should be able to have the things that most other people have in this country. My intention is always to bring you good and happy things. Of course, this is not a good and happy thing, but it's something that we can change together. And I never want to scare you or frighten you. I always want to enlighten and empower. The way you do this meditation is, I've still got a little more for the thought of the day going on. But while I'm doing that, y'all can look at the stones that I have here, um, laid out, stones and crystals, or you can look at the little things that I have hanging above and choose one of those. You might be more interested in choosing one of the cards. Just specifically. So there's no right or wrong way to do it. Some people choose all the cards and use them as that reading. Now, I don't link them together like I would in a personal reading, because I think of them as a one card, one day read. um, so please like, share, hit the notification button, subscribe. I need just I think I just need 51 more subscribers before I can get that YouTube handle, which I'm really looking forward to. So now we're going to go back to the thought of the day. I'll give you something if you want to celebrate Juneteenth today, or if you want to make yourself more aware of what it might have been like to be a female slave. this is a really good way to do that, and that is to listen to this CD by Rhiannon Giddens. Let's see if it's in focus. Let me make sure it is. It is called Freedom Highway. It is incredible. It always makes me cry every time I hear it, and I've heard it many, many times. In fact, sometimes I find it hard to cry, and I know that I need to because it's healthy. And sometimes I put this in to help me get started because I don't want to feel sorry for myself and cry for myself, which I eventually end up doing anyway. But this is poignant. This is it's amazing how much insight that this CD can bring to anyone, I believe, male or female. So I'm going to try to put a link so that you can hear at least one of the songs. So I'll put that link in the descriptions. What more? Did I talk about how the day was not enforced in Texas until after we left the Civil War? I think I did. There are a lot of angry people out there. A lot of angry people. So we're going to move on. Today, I would like it to be a day of celebration, but it doesn't feel so much like that. It feels like we're still locked in that mindset. So, this was a serious one. I thought of the day, and we'll move on and read your cards. So, if you picked, I feel like that's not a good closure, but at this point, I don't know what else to say. I did try to record this earlier, and I just bawled all the way through it. And that is, I know. I say it's hard to cry, and then sometimes I can't stop. But anyway, that's just the way it is for a lot of us. Turquoise, we'll start with you. And it looks like what you have today is karma. Focus. Focus, that's better. Karma. You could also say judgment if karma is something that you're not familiar with. In some decks, this is a judgment card. So, are you judging yourself too harshly? Ask yourself that. That's one of the things. This card comes with assignments, and that one is one of them. What is my highest calling? Ask yourself that one. Are you doing it? Are you working on getting there? This card is about a transformation and heeding a call. It's also about, like I said, judgment, but it's also about making amends. If you believe in past lives, sometimes we have to make up for something that happened in another life. Sometimes it's just something that happened in this life. Some of us pray for instant karma, which doesn't ever seem to happen as often as we would like it to. When somebody wrongs us, then a bird poops on their head or something like that. That happened for me once. I did get some instant karma. And the bird didn't poop on my head. It was someone I was upset with. So, if you have this card today, first, I want you to ask yourself, are you judging yourself too hardly? Second, I want to know, are you heeding your highest calling? Well, I want you to ask yourself those questions. Also, just think of the phrase, what goes around comes around, and ask yourself, are you treating people the way that you would want to be treated? It's a very exciting card. It can mean a lot of things. You see all the pictures, there's lots of stuff going on. There's birth, there's death, there's life, there's love, there's angels, stars, wishes, there's male and female magical energies. There's all kinds of stuff going on in this card. So today I would, like I said, ask yourself those questions. And at the end of the day, think about what did happen that seemed karmic today. There might be something really profound that shows up for you today. You might have an epiphany of some sort if you're aware of what's going on when it happens. Mm. Sorry, guys, I'm a little, I don't know what today. My mouth is healing fairly well. I'm still in a little pain, but, whoops, but I'm fine. And now we're going to move on to the selenite and also where the little waspy nest is hanging out. And we have, let me bring this up to the camera. We have the Nine of Cups, our hearts. Now, here's the thing. When I did pull this card, it was on the more negative end. So it kind of has to do with, hey, don't be too don't be too greedy. You have what you need. Don't be overindulgent. You have what you need. It is a really nice time for some people to be home, um, and with their families and eating all they want, but it's not that way for everybody. It may not even be that way for you. So this card is today. It's a little bit about overindulgence. So be a little bit careful about that. I know a lot of us during this time in COVID, we picked up some habits like day drinking and all kinds of fun things that we were able to do um, while the rest of the world worked through it. Okay. So I guess if you have this card today, I guess your main assignment is to watch out for overindulgence and also count your blessings because you have a few, at least 9. See if you can count 9 blessings today. The 9 of Cups. Now we're going to turn over the card behind the amethyst and we'll see what we have here. Strength again. There she is in all her glory. When I was younger, it always bothered me that she was nude. But there, what that means is the reason she's nude on this card is because she's vulnerable. Believe it or not, some of your strength has to do with your willingness to be vulnerable. Also, I think of it a little bit as strength and health because if we have the snakes there, they represent knowledge. They also look like they're in the medical, like the medical signia. She also has the infinity sign above her head. I never really noticed that before. It's almost like a halo. I guess that might mean consistency through time. No, because there's, I don't know. I don't know what that means. But just so you know, that tiger, that lion is feral, but is willing to carry her because of her strength and because of her strength to get that lion to obey. So if you have this card today, I want you to think about what your strengths actually are. What are they? What are you really good at? What do you bring to the table? I wonder if you can think about 3 things like that. 3 things that make you a stronger person than most, or a stronger person than you were when you were younger, or are things that help bring you strength. For instance, having someone who loves and cares for you can go a long way. That gives me more backbone than I have when I don't have someone. That could be a strength. It could also be a strength, for instance, like, I happen to be really a really fast typist. That could be a strength. I mean, there could be others, but I want you to think of what your strengths are today. That's your assignment. I know. I don't know if you really want assignments, but it just kind of helps you think about the day and move throughout the day. Like I said, some people look at these cards rather than at the beginning of the day. They look at them at the end of the day and they look back and they see, oh, these are where my strengths were today. So we're going to move on to the last card, bittersweet, the tiger eye, and the Om symbol that I got from a really good friend. Oh, here we go. Focus, focus. We have the 7 of Swords. sometimes this card means there's a little argument, a little quarrel going on with someone. Maybe you've been arguing with someone over a way to do something in specific. Um, this card also says that sometimes there might be you talking about someone else behind their back. It might be someone else talking behind your back. Something kind of annoying. Feels sibling like a sibling like argument, or even a husband and wife team that's been together a while. Like a bickering that just keeps going. This is something you guys need to work on today. If you got this card, um, if you have a plan that you're not real sure about, you're thinking it might not be the way to go ahead and rethink it. It's okay, because that plan may not go. That's what this card says. And that's the positive side of this card. This card has to do, if you think about what's going on in your head, too. Thinking. Are you thinking too much? Are you berating yourself too much in your head? Maybe there's not someone talking about you. Maybe it's that shitty committee in your head. You know what I mean. The one that keeps talking after you've stopped and telling you how you're going to fail. Surely you have one of those. I've heard everybody does. Maybe you're healthier than that. I don't know. Um, you know, if I had this card today, I would take an extra long shower and be in my head for a little while. Extra long bath, extra long shower in the morning, or when you get up, or before you go to bed. Either way, however you want to do it, but kind of mull things over and think about things, especially any plans that you might have had or things that are going on in your head. If you have a shitty committee going off, take the time to quiet them down. That's kind of a difficult card to have today, but it's not terrible. All the cards can be intense. And I'm trying to focus. Here we go. We're focused. I'm going to show you that CD again in case you missed it earlier. It's by Rhiannon Giddens. It's called Freedom Highway. It's a very good video. Very good CD. Who am I today? Oh, I think my name is Olivia. Or coffee or something like that. Maybe I just need more coffee. Anyway, the time has come to say goodbye. What helps me to say goodbye is to remember that I'm going to get to do this again tomorrow for you. And I look forward to that very much. Y'all have a wonderful day or a wonderful evening whenever you're looking at this. And I just really appreciate that you guys come back. I really, really do. Love you. Bye.